OMG, Liv Morgan breaks into tears on WWE Raw. Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I am Elena. Have a nice day. For the latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Liv Morgan left shocked and in tears during WWE Raw. Ever since she won this year's Women's Royal Rumble match, Morgan has been teasing which champion she will face at WrestleMania 41 later this year. Recently, she confronted both Stephanie Baker and Jade Cargill on Raw and SmackDown, respectively, while the confrontation with Baker led to Dominic Mysterio getting slapped. Morgan's outing on SmackDown saw her team up with Raquel Rodriguez and take on Jade Cargill and Jordynne Grace. A mistimed kick by Rodriguez downed her Judgment Day faction mate and cost them the match. However, Morgan seemed to put it behind her and was supposed to announce her choice of champion on tonight's episode of Raw. However, things did not go according to plan for her as Stephanie Baker showed up during the interview. Stephanie Baker and Liv Morgan have heated confrontation on WWE Raw. Stephanie Baker wasted no time laying into Liv Morgan. La Primera called Morgan out on her claim of working hard and making sacrifices for over a decade, stating that she got the best of everything thanks to World Wrestling Entertainment. Baker compared her own struggles and stated that she had conquered every promotion she had been a part of around the world. The Women's World Champion called Morgan out for hiding behind Dirty Dom and the Judgment Day and told her that if the two were to have a match, the outcome would be Baker retaining. She said, "Did you say 10 years of hard work? You working hard? That's B. T, you've sacrificed nothing. WWE gave you everything. The best training, the best medical, you were given everything. You want to talk about sacrifice? I was born in Chile, a country where wrestling doesn't exist. And now I've traveled all over the world. Japan, Mexico, Latin America, Europe. And I've conquered everything. You should be ashamed because you need to hide behind the Judgment Day. It's sad because you have to hide behind a man. But let me tell you something. I went through hell and made it mine. Everything I did was to get to WWE and become a champion. This title for me means more than just a title. It's for all the little girls, all the women who never got the opportunity and overcame anyway. Liv, if you pick me, you won't win, because I am going to show what a real champion is." This confrontation by Baker brought Morgan back to reality and seemingly broke something in her, as moments later, she was in tears and taken away by Dirty Dom. You can see the full segment in the tweet below. Morgan, who usually has vicious rebuttals, seems shell-shocked at what had just happened, and it remains to be seen which champion she takes on at WrestleMania. WWE shares translation of Stephanie Baker's Spanish promo that made Liv Morgan cry on RAW. Was about to address her WrestleMania 42 plans on the February 16th episode of Raw. But what began as a calculated tease quickly turned into an emotional collision. The segment followed Asuka's triple threat victory over Natalya and Bayley. Bayley tapped out to the Asuka lock to secure a spot inside the women's elimination chamber. With the field tightening, attention shifted backstage to Morgan, the 2026 Women's Royal Rumble winner who still hasn't named her opponent for Las Vegas. Sitting down with Michael Cole, Morgan admitted she's enjoying the suspense. "It's too fun watching everyone squirm," she said, refusing to rush her decision between Raw Women's World Champion Stephanie Baker and SmackDown Women's Champion Jade Cargill. Then the temperature rose. What Stephanie Baker told Liv Morgan on WWE Raw, Baker stormed into the interview set and delivered a blistering promo in Spanish, with Dominic Mysterio attempting to translate. Her message was direct and deeply personal. "You talking about hard work? What the hell are you talking about? You haven't sacrificed anything. "The WWE has handed you everything," Vacher said. "You started your career here. You have the best doctors, the best trainers, you have everything." She contrasted that with her own journey. "I was born in Chile, where wrestling doesn't exist, and still traveled the world. Japan, Mexico, Latin America, Europe. Conquered everything." Vacher didn't stop there. "You should be ashamed of hiding behind Judgment Day, hiding behind a man," she continued. "I went through hell and made it mine just to make it to WWE and become champion." Then came the final warning. "Liv, if you choose me, you will not win because I will show you what a real champion is." As Vacher exited, Morgan broke down in tears and walked off set, leaving her WrestleMania choice hanging. The chamber may be unforgiving, but Vacher just proved words can hit just as hard. Former WWE champion defends Liv Morgan after scathing Stephanie Vacher promo. A former WWE champion has come to the defense of Liv Morgan after Stephanie Vacher's scathing promo on Raw that made Morgan cry. On Raw, Liv Morgan, who was accompanied by Dominic Mysterio, had a backstage sit-down interview with Michael Cole to address Morgan's choice of WrestleMania opponent after winning the Women's Royal Rumble a couple of weeks ago. Morgan can now decide whether to challenge Women's World Champion Stephanie Vacher or WWE Women's Champion Jade Cargill at Mania. Rather than revealing her choice, Morgan said she isn't going to rush into a decision because she didn't grind for 10 years to get to this point, to get to this position, so she's going to make sure she takes full advantage of it. Vacher then interrupted the interview, saying Morgan's claim to have grinded for 10 years was because she was handed everything by WWE, while Vacher had to work her way up from Chile, which barely even has a wrestling scene. Coming to the defense of Morgan, former WWE champion Big E has refuted Vacher's claim that Morgan didn't have to work hard and she was handed everything. Speaking on the official Raw recap show, Big E said, "If you know her story, if you saw her rise in NXT, there was a time where people were calling her a Carmella knockoff. When she was trying to find her footing in NXT, in many ways, she was an afterthought. She comes up on the main roster with Riot Squad, and she's not skyrocketed to the top of the division. She is someone who worked very hard. She put in time at the dungeon as well, working out at Natty and TJ's, trying to get better." So, not to take anything away from Stephanie and her story and how hard she's worked coming from Chile to make it so big and to become a champion here in WWE, but I also don't want to discredit Liv. You can talk a lot about her hiding behind Dom and the Judgment Day, and a lot of the more questionable tactics that she's been up to recently, but she's someone who has worked very hard to be in this position. She is someone who has grinded, who has dealt with a lot of no's, a lot of rejection, a lot of "you're not good enough." So let's not take away from Liv in that regard. But for me, this is the match that I need to see. If you use this transcription or any portion of it, please credit WrestleTalk.com and link to this page. I think it's personal now. It's really personal. I love Stephanie's boldness. I love that she talked about coming up in Chile and trying to make it and how tough that road was. But for me, this has got to be the WrestleMania match. This is it. This is the title match. This is the one. I'm so invested in this. Liv and Jade would be a lot of fun as well, but I'm here for this. I need to see this pay off on the greatest stage of them all. Eddie Guerrero's daughter wants alliance with Dominic Mysterio. He's got his little girlfriends. Sherilyn Guerrero wants to team up with WWE superstar Dominic Mysterio. Sherilyn Amber. Guerrero is the daughter of late WWE Hall of Famer Eddie Guerrero, whom Dirty Dom claims is his actual father on television. The young Mysterio has been having a blast since turning heel in the fall of 2022, when he turned on his father, Rey Mysterio, for the Judgment Day stable. To this day, he remains part of the group. Be that as it may, During the last 3 years, his on-screen girlfriend changed. When he joined the Judgment Day, Rhea Ripley was by his side. This changed when Dominic turned on Ripley for Liv Morgan in the summer of 2024. According to Sherilyn Guerrero, Morgan is a better partner for Mysterio than the Eradicator. Sherilyn Guerrero expresses interest in teaming up with Dominic Mysterio, assesses his girlfriends in WWE. In a recent interview with Muscleman Malcolm, Sherilyn Guerrero was asked point-blank whether Dominic Mysterio's on-screen claims were true. Eddie Guerrero's daughter laughed and made a statement that implied that obviously they were not, but also noted that they don't have to be related by blood to have that sibling bond. Look, brother and water don't count in anything. It's what we make it, Sherilyn Guerrero said when asked if Dominic Mysterio was actually her brother. But he's great. I can't wait to team up with him, cause some trouble later, and he's amazing. I wouldn't want anyone else doing what he's doing because better keep it in the family, you know? Sherilyn was then asked about Dominic's girlfriends on television, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, and Roxanne Perez, members of the Judgment Day. As a brother usually would, he's got his little girlfriends. I love Liv Morgan. She's passed my test as a sister, you know? She can beat up anyone for me. Rhea Ripley probably would have been scary to me, but keep him in line. So I like it. Roxanne's awesome. Raquel Rodriguez, who he has around. He has some great women to also keep him in check, but he's got his little girlfriends as a brother should, Guerrero said. Dominic Mysterio is currently the WWE Intercontinental and AAA Mega Champion. His girlfriend Liv Morgan won the 2026 Women's Royal Rumble. Meanwhile, Finn Balor challenges World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk at Elimination Chamber Chicago on February 28th. Once again, it seems that the Judgment Day has stepped up its game and will be a huge part of another road to WrestleMania 42. Full translation of Stephanie Vacker promo that made Liv Morgan cry on WWE Raw. Here is the full translation of what Women's World Champion Stephanie Vacker said to Liv Morgan on UWE Raw that made Morgan cry. On January 31st, Liv Morgan won the Women's